Following the building rehabilitation of the BioClean Aquatic Center, the outdoor artwork is now the next thing on the city's mind. City Council is still trying to figure out how to proceed with the art outside the center. A replacement is needed as the current artwork is past its lifespan.
Back in 2010, there was some artwork that was added to the west side of the BioClean Aquatic Center. That artwork has been taken down a number of times for maintenance to the building. Recently, with the major facelift and upgrades that were made at the BioClean Aquatic Center, it was determined that the artwork could not go back up onto the building.
Council is hesitant to move forward, wanting to use the excess money from the rehabilitation in the best way possible.
There was some surplus funds left over from the project. The project came in under budget. But at the same time, we also have, since that artwork originally went up, we now have an artworks policy, we have a committee. It's been sent back to administration for some more information, and it will be coming back to council for a decision.
The art replacement will return to council in the upcoming months. A local therapy and counseling office has a creative way of getting kids to interact with one another and learn social skills. I have more. Integrated Therapies in Lloydminster has been running a Lego club for kids this summer. The program helps develop social skills by allowing them to build Lego and interact with others who share the same interests.
One of the groups that we've been running, one of our goals as a business is to provide programming that brings kids in and connection, and one of the things that kids love, of course, is Lego. The Lego club that we're running right now is it's a 6-week group that we're running, and the kids come and they work on skills like sharing and interaction while playing with Lego.
Groups like the Lego Club are important for those who are struggling with various issues that make it harder for them to connect with other children. Putting these kids together in a group with a shared hobby makes connection easier.
Like a social anxiety standpoint where there's a lot of nervousness. Maybe they have other stuff in their home life, and there's if there's trauma or something in the background, and it's very scary to even raise their voice or talk. Right, to build a connection would be very, very hard. And then you have other children, maybe neurodiverse populations, that their understanding of a connection is different. Right.
Integrated Therapies offers more than just activities for kids like the Lego Club. They have a wide range of staff members that can provide any type of client with whatever services they need.
We have psychologists, we have clinical counselors and therapists, we also have speech-language pathologists, occupational therapists, we have client support workers and therapy aides, and the goal is to create this kind of holistic building.
Due to the success of the Summer Lego Club, Integrated Therapies will be offering a Brick Club this fall. Lane Hoffert, Primetime Local News. So we're experiencing some pretty nice weather in Lloydminster. A bit of some rain yesterday, Thomas.
Yeah, big dump last night. That was a huge rainstorm that we definitely experienced, and it was a good thing that I was doing some laundry and I almost got rained out there, so I got it out of there just in time though. But yeah, big rainstorm. However, that's not going to be slowing down these nice summer August temperatures. We're going to see some really nice temperatures as we go into the weekend here, but a very nice looking weather temperatures here to start out for the week. Starting out looking at our almanac today, we've got a high of 20 degrees and a low of 7 degrees. And then that's a little bit worse than the usual normal, a high of 21 degrees and a low of 7 degrees. Looking at the monthly average, we got that 21.1 millimeters of rain, a little bit less than the usual average of 68.8. We'll be looking to get maybe a little bit more as we come to the end of here in August, but probably not going to get anywhere near close to that. Taking a look at the current conditions at the Lloydminster Airport. We're sitting at 18 degrees, a little bit of mix of sun and cloud there, 55% humidity from that rain last night, but still plenty nice day and a nice cooler day after we had some really hot days there throughout this past week and earlier in August. North Battleford sitting at 18 degrees today with the wind chill. They're still at that 18 degrees and they're plenty humid at 63% right now. They got lots of clouds out there in Saskatchewan. Cold Lake is sitting at 18 degrees right now. They're at a mix of sun and cloud as well, very similar to us, and a 59% humidity. Taking a look now at the current temperatures across the region, we mentioned that Lloydminster's at 18 degrees, as is Marwayne, Cold Lake, and then we go a little bit further out west. We've got Vegreville and Edmonton sitting at 18 degrees. St. Paul is sitting at 16 degrees today, and then we've got 17 degrees for Vermilion, Wainwright, and Lac-La-Biche. On our Saskatchewan side, up north, we've got Alacross sitting at 17 degrees, as is Green Lake. Then Pearceland and Maidstone sitting at 18 degrees. Macklin at 20, and then 16 for St. Walburg and North Battleford. Tonight's forecast will start in North Battleford, a low of 10 degrees, partly cloudy, 2% precipitation, and a little bit of clouds there for the overnight temperatures. Cold Lake is going to be nice and clear and a low of 9 degrees, 4% chance of precipitation. They'll likely not be seeing anything tonight. And here in Lloydminster, a low of 11 degrees, and it'll be mainly clear, 2% chance of precipitation. So we will likely not be seeing anything for that. Now a quick look at our 3-day forecast, and as mentioned, it's going to get a lot warmer here as we get into the weekend. 28 degrees for tomorrow. It'll be a little breezy in the morning, but otherwise it'll be a super nice mix of sun and cloud for Friday, a low of 14 degrees. Saturday, we'll see some decreasing clouds, and it'll be plenty windy. Will still be a bit of a mix of sun and cloud there, a high of 26 degrees and a low of 12 degrees. And then on Sunday, it's going to be breezy in the morning, a high of 22 degrees and a low of 10. So a really nice finish off to the weekend there. A low of 22 will make it a little bit cooler after those really hot days on Friday and Saturday. But that is going to do it for our first look at the weather forecast. I will have a second look at the weather forecast coming up later on in the show, but for now, we'll have some more news headlines coming up after the break.
Tan spot disease has been an issue in wheat for decades across Canada and the world. A new study headed by AFSC is looking for a new way to take on the disease. Our Thomas Wildman learned more from the head researcher.
Today I'm joined by Dr. Reem Abakhador, the project lead on the AFSC study of the tan spot disease in wheat in Canada. She's here today to talk a little bit about her research, and so thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
And so can you tell us a little bit about tan spot disease and how it affects wheat here in Canada?
So tan spot, from the name, it's a fungal disease that infects our crop wheat, and you see it as from the name as tan-colored lesion all over the leaves. And the fungus used to be known in North America, but it was not known to cause infection or to infect or cause disease on wheat. Until like the early 70s, it became a serious issue and it became damaging to wheat. And with its ability to infect the upper canopy of the crop, it impacts photosynthesis, and that directly related to reduction in the crop, in the yield. So in Canada and everywhere, this disease emerged around the 70s, and it has been of increasing interest. However, nowadays, you still find it everywhere you grow wheat, and it can cause, on average, 5 to 10% damage, depend on the specific location, or field history, or environmental condition.
And what is the research that you and your associates are doing to help combat tan spot disease?
This project specifically, I have been working first on tan spot for a long time, but for the last 2 decades. But in this recent project, we are looking particularly to how the pathogen has changed, or the fungus has changed all around the world. Given the fact it is occurring everywhere, from North America to Australia, North Africa, Fertile Crescent, other area in Europe, some other people look at it because it is also interacting, or it has similar, what we call it, virulence gene with other pathogen they share. So in terms of plant pathology, I was interested to look at how this fungus been changing under different environment, under different regions. And we look specific to some of its genetic makeup, giving now the advanced tool that we can get more information into the genome itself. We're trying to understand how it gained its virulence, why the fungus in North America have a different capacity than, let's say, other population in North Africa. So they have combination of various way to defeat the plant. And in the ultimate goal is to understanding that hopefully can guide more of developing genetic resistance or understanding the disease more to provide much more tailored management practices.
And you mentioned the ultimate goal is to get a management practice in place or a crop that is best to combat tan spot disease here in Canada. What is the timeline for that, and what are you guys hoping to use in order to best deal with tan spot disease?
Ultimate goal is to develop more sustainable way to manage it because fungicide is costly. Like aside from the environmental impact, people are concerned. They are costly to the producer. It's added cost. But for us, genetic resistance is really the best approach. There are a lot of progress have been already done. Like there are some progress has been done already over the 30 years of research on tan spot. However, it is not like providing full resistance. So the research is going. In terms of timeline, it's hard to tell because the pathogen keep it change. With pathogen, they keep like it's almost a constant process. You develop the plant has it build resistance and immunity, and then the pathogen find way to kind after certain time to evolve against that, and then you can keep developing that.
Thanks so much for your time today, and we look forward to seeing more of your research in taking on tan spot disease in wheat.
Residents in Recovery has a number of events planned for Recovery Week starting August 31st. Stacey Comer has more on what is scheduled and the purpose of the week.
We have a special guest joining us today on Primetime Local News. Tyler Lorenz is here. Tyler is the Executive Director for Residents in Recovery. Tyler, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
We have Recovery Week coming up starting August 31st here in Lloydminster. So first of all, tell me, why do you guys have this week dedicated as Recovery Week?
Sure. So September has always been Recovery Month Canada. There's always a variety of recovery-oriented events throughout the country in September. Most cities have a Recovery Day. We, for ever since I've been doing this, have been doing Recovery Day in Lloydminster since 2018, since I started this. But we stretched it into a week this year just to add some other events to also take into account August 31st, which is International Overdose Awareness Day, which is an international day of recognition. So we figured, why not start it off with that and fill the rest of the week with a number of recovery-related events.
So after the International Overdose Awareness Day, there's some naloxone training seminars. And tell me a little bit about that and how people even can access naloxone kits, because I think some people still don't quite know how they go about getting these kits to have on hand and also the training.
For sure. So we'll be doing the training at the Klinger Conference Center down at the Co-op Plaza by the Lloyd Health Foundation. And so we'll have a number of different training sessions throughout the day. We'll be posting the times on those here in the next couple of days. And then we'll also have a barbecue that day starting at lunchtime, hosted by the Gold Horse Casino. That'll be down at the office here. Naloxone kits are available at our office. They're free of charge. We can do the training. Both Tigger Lee Campbell and myself are certified in doing the training. So we can provide that to anybody that wants. We've also, Tiggerly and I've also gone to many businesses in town here and done just one-on-one group training with staff. If anybody ever is interested in having us come do that, we'll bring you some kits and we'll do some training just for your staff as well.
You also have workshops and guest speakers that are scheduled for the event. So tell me what's planned for that.
Sure. So on the Wednesday, John Rakoshi from Assure Occupational Testing and Vera Coster with Thorpe Recovery Center are going to be doing 2 workshops. John's going to do addiction in the workplace in the morning, really talking to employers, to HR, to employees. What are rights and responsibilities of employers and staff. Um, what does fit for duty mean? How can I support an employee that is maybe struggling with addiction? How do I assess if somebody is struggling with addiction? Somebody on my team, and then really looking at policies around that. So it's a really in-depth look at what from a variety of aspects, what an employer and employees need to know when they see addiction in the workplace. And then Vera is going to talk in the afternoon about addiction in the family. Really, how do I support a loved one that's struggling with addiction? How can the family find healing when they have a loved one struggling with addiction that maybe isn't ready for help? And then how do I actually, support a loved one that's really going through the recovery process?
You guys are wrapping everything up, Tyler, on the 7th with Recovery Day. So is that a day
Yeah.
to celebrate people who have been through this journey? And what do you have planned for that?
For sure. So Lloydminster actually has a really vibrant recovery community. There's a lot of people in recovery in Lloydminster. Last year's Recovery Day, I think we had about 180 people come out to Recovery Day. So we're expecting the same this year. It'll be down at the Pocket Park beside the old furniture clinic. We'll have the one-way street closed. There'll be bouncy castles, lots of information booths, food trucks. We'll kick it all off with a pancake breakfast at 11. So come on down, and then we'll have a number of speakers. I think we have 12 speakers throughout the day speaking about their recovery journey, and really just bringing awareness, to people that recovery is possible, right? And if we can get people into recovery, it really supports and promotes a healthy community.
Well, Tyler, thank you so much for you and your crew for organizing all these things. And if people are looking for all this information just on the different events we just spoke about, where can they
Yeah,
find that all?
yeah, you can follow our Facebook page or Lloydminster Recovery Day. Lloydminster also has a Facebook page or our website, residenceofrecovery.com.
All right, Tyler. Well, thank you so much for joining me and good luck with everything involved in that week.
Thank you so much, Stacey. I appreciate it.
Let's take a look at your pets of the day.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to have them featured on Pet of the Day.
Heart and Soul Essentials hold monthly Pate Nights with a spiritual theme. This month, the theme is all about the moon goddess. Abby St. John has more.
I'm very happy to be joined here today by Tara Hardy. She is the owner of Heart and Soul Essentials. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, today we're going to be talking about a little fun night that you hold monthly. It's a paint night, and there is a theme that goes along with it. And this month it is Moon Goddess Art Night. Now, can we talk a little bit, first off, about these paint nights and what people and what attendees can expect from if they come out and enjoy the evening?
Okay, so I plan for 3 hours for the paint night. All your paint supplies are included. And we do go through and guide you sort of light instructions on how to do your painting, but really a lot of it is up to you. I love for you to create your own art. And so this one is our Moon Goddess Night, which is really fitting. Uh, in the studio, we practice a lot of moon ceremonies. So just gathering and all that good stuff. And so the moon goddess, there was just a full moon last night. And so it's just all created in this energy.
That sounds amazing, and it leads into my next question, kind of the significance of picking the themes. Because I when I was reading up on this event, you've also done Mandela and Buddha type themes. So, what is the significance of the themes that you choose for this night, like the Moon Goddess?
Okay, so we've done a Buddha art night, which I love all the wisdom and the teachings that come with the Buddha, and and also really fun to draw a Buddha. And then, so if you walk into the studio, you'll see so many Buddhas around here as well. And so we do dive into a little bit more teachings around Buddha. And then we've done, I actually have one right here, a mandala art night. So again, creating your own mandala. And it's very connected to our chakra system, our energy system. And so once we connect, meditate, and paint and let everything flow, a lot of really cool stuff shows up.
Yes, for sure. And art is such a freeing thing, especially when, maybe you're not the best artist, but it can just be such a freeing and fun activity to do. And when you tie in those spiritual aspects as well, I believe that it can be a very calming environment for your attendees as well, which is awesome. Now, with going off of that, you are a spiritual life coach. So, where did the idea of coming up with this paint night come from? Like, why did you want to tie in this art form with the spiritual side of what you do?
Oh, I love that question. So there's actually a lot of my students, my clients that are like, hey, Terry, you need to do this art night. Teach us how to paint because I love to paint. But again, it's very connected. We also do meditation Tuesday evenings. And so it's very connected to meditating. And yeah, it's just everything we practice again within the spiritual life guidance. It really helps release some stuck energies. We find that we kind of suppress our creative energy and then we also block our emotions then when we're not releasing it. So that's why it came out was just to like release everything, get it out. And it's really cool to watch an art night because people come in and they're so scared to make a mistake and they feel like everything has to be perfect. And so when we go through and we guide, it's like, hey, here's your tools. You can use your tools like this. You don't have to. You can use these colors. You don't have to. You can create your own colors and you can create your own mandala or moon goddess or Buddha, whichever. And it's so amazing to see everybody's unique styles come out as soon as they release and let go and let the energy flow. They're just magical.
Yes, that sounds amazing. And especially it makes more sense when you said that you give loose guidelines or loose
Yeah.
instructions. And that's what makes it so much fun about art is that you don't need strict instructions. There shouldn't be strict instructions
No.
with painting. So that's amazing. Now this paint night, this Moon Goddess Art Night is happening August 29th from 6 to 9. How can people find tickets? And what is the price for the night?
Okay, you can find tickets. You can pop into the studio. We're located right downtown between the Noodle House and City Furniture. Or you can contact me on my website. Um, or you can call the studio, you can text the studio number too. Super easy. And we take credit card, debit, e-transfer, cash, whichever. And I believe this art night is $55 and all your supplies are included. Plus we have light snacks too, like we do veggies, fruit, crackers, cupcakes, and tea. We also create our own special blend of tea, and so it really helps get the creativity flowing.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I love this idea, and it seems like such a freeing and relaxing night. So I wish you the best of luck for this paint night, and hopefully there's more to follow.
Thank you.
Coming up after the break, our Thomas Wildman will give us another look at your weather.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to take a quick look at our current temperatures here in the central region. We're seeing a lot of 18 for today. Lloydminster, Cold Lake, and Edmonton all at 18 degrees today. We go a little bit further out west. It gets a little bit warmer. Athabasca and Whitecourt a little cooler at 16 and 17, though. But Red Deer at 19 today. Rocky Mountain House at 21, as is Edson, and then Jasper all the way up to 25 degrees. On the Saskatchewan side, it's a little cooler, closer to the central region here, and Meadow Lake at 15, North Battleford at 16, and then Prince Albert at 17, but then Melfort a little bit warmer at 21 degrees, and Saskatoon sitting at 22. Taking a look down south, they're plenty warmer down there. Kindersley at 21, similar to us there. 23 for Swift Current, and then 25 in Moose Jaw and Regina. Estevan all the way to 28 down south, and then Yorkton sitting at 27. On the Alberta side, a little bit cooler in Coronation today, 19 degrees, but then Medicine Hat at 25, 24 for Lethbridge, 20 in Calgary, and 21 in Banff. Taking a look at tomorrow's forecast here in the border city. 6 a.m. it's going to be mostly clear and a nice high of 11 degrees. We're going to see some hazy sunshine at noon and a high of 24 degrees. It'll then warm up to 27 degrees at 6 p.m., mostly cloudy, and then mostly cloudy at night, 19 degrees for that. And quickly taking a look at tomorrow's forecast, 28 degrees in North Battleford. It'll be a little breezy and mostly sunny for them tomorrow. And then Cold Lake's going to be sitting at 28 degrees, warmer with plenty of sunshine and nice and sunny for them, 28 degrees as well. And now taking a look at the travel forecast, very similar, 28s and 29s closer to home here, 29 out in Bonnyville and Provost, and 28 in Meadow Lake, Isle Cross, and Paradise Hill. And then Miriam at 29, Unity at 29, Wainwright at 29, and then 28 for Calgary and Pearceland. And now taking a quick look at our 7-day forecast extended, we're going to see it still be plenty warm on Monday at 27 degrees. But then it's going to cool off to 20 degrees for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And we are going to see a high chance of rain on Thursday at 70% there and 56% chance of rain there on Wednesdays. So exciting week coming up, but a great look at the weather forecast there.
Yeah, so looks like we're in for a nice week and then some rain there in the middle of next week. That'll always, the farmers love their rain.
Oh yes, well they need a little bit, but it's kind of past the point where of no return there for that.
All right, well that's all the time we have today for Primetime Local News. Thanks for watching.